Now, I get this question from time to time. Do I have any recommendations for getting somebody new into tying or fishing? And I love that question because that is one of the primary goals of this channel, is to getting new folks into our sport. And I've recently done a lot of reviews of introductory level vices, but in this video, I'm going to branch out a little bit and talk about how somebody new can get into fly fishing or how we can help somebody get into our sport. So what is the first thing somebody thinking about getting into fly fishing is going to do? They're going to go online and search for a fly rod and reel, and this could very well be the page they land on. Combo kits on Amazon from $85 to $90, which kind of reminds me of the Cortland combo I bought for $25 from Kmart in the 1980s. Yeah, I'm kind of old. So I just picked up this Maxcatch combo kit, and my first impression, I have to say, it's pretty positive. Now, before I go out in the front yard and cast this thing for you, let's talk about some of the specs and what all comes in this kit. And first, and the most important piece, is the rod. This is an 8-foot, 4-inch 3-weight. Now, it also comes in a 5, 6, and 8 weight. I'm not sure how long they are, probably 9 feet. And it's decent hardware. The reel seat and cork both look fine. The stripping guide looks nice. Actually, the first two have the ceramic inserts. And it's got 9 ferrules, which the rule of thumb is 1 per foot of rod length, so this passes that test. And the reel is fine. It comes pre-spooled with whatever line you ordered it with. It's got backing on it. It seems to have a decent drag. You can hear it click and feel it click as you tighten or loosen it. Now, I don't know how good the drag is. Obviously, it's not an Able or a Ross, but it doesn't feel cheap. So what about the line? Well, it's probably Maxcatch's economy line, which is about $15 to $30. So it's not a Rio Gold or Scientific Angler's Mastery. But how important is that to a new fly fisherman? I'm going to say not very. I mean, really, should any of us be spending $100+ on fly line? Well, maybe. I mean, there are a few folks out there who make their living fly fishing, but for the vast majority of us, probably not necessary. All right, so what else comes in this kit? Well, it's got a decent case. Cordura nylon. It's got the, this thing where you can have the reel on your rod while you put it up. It's got a little zippered pouch right here. It feels pretty solid. It comes with a decent fly box. I've got plenty like this. I kind of prefer the ones with the clear so you can see what you're looking at, but it's a perfectly serviceable fly box. And it came with a dozen flies. Looks like about half of them are dry and half wet. So I don't see any nymphs or streamers in here though. It comes with some nippers on a zinger here, and then a neoprene reel case, which this looks to be pretty solid too. And then probably the ugliest fishing hat I've ever seen. Good gosh. If anybody from Maxcatch is watching this, come up with a new hat, or just don't put the hat in this kit. All right, ugly hat aside, I did try this out a little bit in the front yard and a couple hours on the water. Let's go out in the front yard and see how it looks. All right, so the first test we're going to do with this Maxcatch 8-foot 4-inch 3-weight. Rod, reel, line, all as described. Got about 7.5 feet of 5X leader, and the test fly it's a hopper. It's probably number 8 foam, just big gaudy hopper that you should be able to see on the camera. So I've got a ring, a little bungee cord in a circle about 2 feet in diameter, 30 feet away. So just going to see if I can cast out there and how accurate I can put this thing next to that little ring up there. Okay, little far. That was in the ring. Oh, wind just picked up. Another one in the ring there. 30 feet's not that difficult to cast. That's right there on the edge of it. I'm not sure if you could hear this wind, but it picked up, and I've got some pear trees right over here to my right. Got to be careful of. Oh, now it's really windy. But you know what? We face a lot of these conditions when we're fishing anyway. So, I mean, wind is nothing new to be casting in. And it feels fine. I mean, I'm not putting a lot of line out, 30 feet. Yeah, it's doing just fine. I'm not 100% accurate getting in the ring every time, but I'm not with any rod. All right, this thing is feeling pretty good. Now let's go on to 50 feet. All right, now I'm at 50 feet, and I expect I'll be less accurate here. I mean, that's just standard, pretty natural. And the wind just picked back up. That one landed right on the camera. 1 foot to the right. That was short. And I don't know if you can hear the wind. I do have this little windscreen on the microphone, but it has picked up. And it's coming kind of this way right here. So affecting my cast laterally. So yeah, as expected, I'm not getting in the ring every time. I have gotten in the ring a few times. But a real test casting at this is, how does it feel? How does it load on the back cast? And you know, am I in the ballpark with accuracy? And for the most part, I think I'm getting pretty close, but it still feels pretty good. So I was about as accurate as I normally am, but it did feel pretty good. And I know casting in the front yard is very different from casting out on the river, but I did take it out on the Savage River one night last week. Let's take a look at that. All right, hello, coming to you from the Savage River this evening. Still about 85 degrees, mid-August. I'm parked at the wood yard. Gonna go out there, got a good stretch of water I can fish. Might not get into any fish tonight because I can only stay out here about an hour, but I can definitely get out there and give this rod a good test. All right, here we go. Maxcatch, 8 foot 4 inch, 3-weight. Throwing this little copper hopper. Go there on the other side of that little slow pull. All right, rod doesn't feel too bad so far. I'm making some 20, 25 foot casts here. The min's okay. All right, let's try some 30 feet plus casts here. Yeah, it's feeling fine. All right, we'll try about 40 feet out there. Got some good looking, pretty fast water over there to the right of that rock. All right, let's see if I can get this about 50 feet up there and fairly accurate. Don't have to be that accurate. I'm fishing to a pretty big old riffle up there, but it's going up there pretty well. It's casting, it's laying out there pretty good. Doesn't feel cheap at all. Yeah, it's going out there. I'm getting some decent distance, and it's laying it out pretty good. Oh, that was a nice take, and I missed the hook set. Couldn't tell how big. It's kind of splashy, but it could have been a decent sized fish. Now, most of my fishing is not done making these 50-foot casts. It's these little short 15-foot casts where presentation and a good drift is a lot more important than distance. There we go, look at that. That's a decent fish. Come on, he's going downstream. Come on up, buddy. Oh, and he's off. All right, well, that was a nice looking, he was probably 13 inches maybe. Okay, I realize that wasn't the greatest demonstration of fishing. I did hook into the one nice fish and I caught 2 smaller ones, but it was getting kind of dark and that footage just didn't turn out. But my casting, I was getting some decent distance with a fair amount of accuracy. So my overall recommendation, this is a great starter setup. The rod was top notch, the reel was solid, the line was decent, it was okay. That would probably be the first thing I'd upgrade if I was starting with this kit. But yeah, I was generally pretty impressed with this rod and reel. And okay, thanks to everybody who has watched this far. And I like this combo well enough that I'm going to give out some of these. I just got July's ad revenue. I did go a little bit in the red from June with those 5 Vice giveaways, but I've got enough left over that I can give out 5 of these. And my goal here, as I mention all the time, is to get new folks into our sport. And ideally, these would go to somebody who's got a kid or grandkid who they want to get into our sport, but I can't really police who wins them. And I'm perfectly happy giving these to somebody who doesn't have a fly rod but wants to get into fly fishing. So if you're in the US, sorry I can't afford to send these overseas, and you want to win one of them, just leave a comment with who it would be for. And maybe it's you, or maybe it's a kid or a grandkid or a neighbor. It's all good with me. And I'm going to publish this video on Sunday, August 24th, 2025. Next Sunday, that'll be August 31st, I'll go to the random comment picker and pick 5 winners. And my last note, please get out there and help get somebody new into our sport. So that's all, folks. I appreciate you watching.